Welcome to Unfiltered 3, spilling the tea with
Cece.
Autumn.
and Brie.
Hi, friends. How are you today? Share with us.
Yes.
We have a fun episode. So Brie and I have gone along similar journeys for our hair, and we wanted to share those journeys.
Yes. And today, Cece is away on vacation, but
Yes.
she'll be with us next week.
She'll be back so soon, but we know she's having the time of her life right now.
Yes. So, what did you want to talk about today?
So we had mentioned talking about our hair journey, and Brie and I have both been on our own kind of hair journeys, but kind of at the same time together, ping-ponging off each other, learning products, all that good stuff. And so I think we wanted to just share that with you guys.
For
Talk about
sure.
it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know like where to start because there's so much. I could start about how I got into my hair and how, like, I feel like as a child, you're into something. Like you have like your so called niche. Whether it's Barbies, action figures, cartoons. Mine was hair. I had So as a little girl, I didn't have my mom do my hair. My mom didn't know how to braid, didn't know how to like really do much. She had curly hair, so she really just let it be curly. And that was the extent of it. And then my dad is actually the one that would put my hair in pigtails, braid the pigtails,
Aw.
do all of that kind of stuff. And then I think between 6 and 7 or 7 and 8 years old, I got a mycene Barbie head with like just the hair. So very similar to like what hairdressers use to, you know, practice on, but a toy.
Yeah.
And I did all sorts of things. I would put it up, I would brush it, I would braid it, I would twist it. At one point, I cut it just to trim, nothing too detrimental.
Yeah.
And then I slowly learned how to French braid and then Dutch braid, and then it was just endless from there. I curled it, straightened it, did all of that stuff. When I was the same age, but doing like my own hair, I loved the crimp, wavy hair, and I would literally braid my hair in like 12 different single braids all over my head. So that the next day when I went to school, I would have crimped wavy hair. And it was because my mom and dad didn't know how to French braid. I didn't know how to French braid on my own head, let alone like I barely had it with the mycene head doll.
Yeah.
And so that was my workaround. But I looked so funny going to bed. Oh, but it did the job. But yeah, no, I think that one thing, like, I liked getting my nails done, but I never really did my nails. Makeup was fun. I got more into it in high school. But it was always like my hair. I always pride myself on my hair. I love my hair.
Aw.
So yeah, that's kind of like how I started getting into it and then just learning, picking up, absorbing like a sponge all the information that you learn, products. Like I love testing out hair products. I'm a little bit more wary of it now,
Yes.
having gone through what I've gone through. But I still get very hype when I have a new hair product to use.
It's like a new toy.
Yes, it's like a new outfit, like you just and I have the instant gratification. So like I want to buy it, use it. So
Yeah.
like I'm gonna buy it, go home and use it. It could be 10 o'clock at night. It doesn't matter. So how about you?
I didn't really know anything about my hair until I met you, really. Because I have textured hair, and I never knew that because my mom only ever told me that it's a rat's nest, you know, ratty and just gross and cattywampus. And like, she was always putting down my natural hair. And so I just thought my hair was frizzy and I didn't know how to properly moisturize it and take care of it, but it was supposed to be straight. Like people just naturally had straight hair, and I had to use a straightener because I didn't know how to properly take care of my hair because my hair was just a gross, frizzy mess. Like that's what I thought my hair was. I literally would just straighten it every single day for years. I think I got my first straightener in middle school.
Yeah.
So, but I remember being very little kid, and
Uh-huh.
my mom would put, or yeah, my mom would put my hair in braids, or maybe my sister did. I don't really remember my mom doing anything but brushing it. Um, but I remember having braids and taking it out and seeing the waves, and I'd be like, "Mom, this is so pretty. Please let me keep it in." And she's like, "No, you gotta take a shower. We gotta brush it out." Like just immediately, like not even letting me like play in the mirror of like admiring it. It's just straight out take it out, and wash it out.
I'm so sorry. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry. That's I'm sorry.
Yeah. So as an adult, I had a lot of fun afterwards being able
Yeah.
to be like, "Look at my waves," after I took it out of my braid or something.
Yeah,
So I
absolutely.
had fun with that, and then that was before I met you, and I think after when I started living here
Mhm.
and breathing that boyfriend air, where you kinda just learn to be comfortable with yourself and you don't feel the need to get dolled up every day, and you just kinda wear your hair more naturally. Like, I just stopped straightening it every single day, didn't feel the need to. I it was like one summer I didn't have any sun in, like, my hair was healthy, and it was humid in the air, and there was, like, a little curl that came out underneath my hair, and you said, "Oh, look at your curl," and I looked at you like, "What? Curl? I don't have curls, I just have frizzy hair." Like, that's what I was thinking in my head, and then
Oh,
that's kind of
jeez.
what sent me down the black hole of researching everything.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've been on this journey of embracing my natural hair,
Yeah, yeah.
and you started that.
Yeah,
So I have
yeah.
I have
I
you to
don't
thank.
I I I don't know what my hair does. It's textured when it wants to be, straight when it also wants to be. It just does its own thing. But my mother has naturally curly hair, so I've just learned a lot about it from her, watching her do her hair. And, you know, when we moved down south from up north where we live right now, uh, my mom's hair went from being probably like a loose wavy curl like she's got right now to like tight curls, like poodle curls, like, just like they're really pretty. But I remember seeing her and being like, "Whoa, like, did you get a perm? Like, what did you do to your hair?" And she's like, "No, it's just the humidity." And I was like, "Whoa." I mean, it looked great. I loved it. It was super kinky curls. It was really pretty.
Yeah, that sounds I can picture in, like, the 3C to 4B region, for those of you who know the wave to curl chart to coils, because there's 3 categories: waves, curls, coils.
Yeah.
My hair type, when it's short, is 3A to 2C to 3A. Now that it's long, it's more like 2A to 2C, depending on how much work I wanna put into it. I've definitely had to I There's a lot of toxicity in the curl community.
Mhm.
They want, curls are curls that completely ring around, and anyone who's wavy just doesn't have any textured hair. They're just straight hair. And so we call them the curl police, those people that come in and say that. But
I'm just happy that people are embracing their curls. Like,
yeah.
coming from a child, so like when I was younger, I would have ringlets, but only on like the bottom under part of my hair, like close to the nape of my neck. And then everything else, like as it got higher to like the top of my head, to the like, the soft spot of your skull and stuff,
Mhm.
it would get straighter, but at the ends be like curly. And then as I got older, those curls just they fell out. And then I
Yeah.
had like not really like pin straight hair. I've never had pin straight hair, but it maybe had like one kind of wave to it growing up. But like growing up with my mother, who has had curly hair, I've always been like, it's gorgeous hair. Like, I wish I had curly hair. So, like, that's why I would braid it, get the waves, like, just, like, all of that, and my mom actually had very similar to hair to me when she was younger, and then when she had me and she went through the hormones of pregnancy and everything is when her hair completely changed, and so
Mm.
she's like, "You know, Autumn, if you ever had children, that might happen to you," and I was like, "Well, that might never happen." We'll see what this crazy life has in store for us, but, it's not on my radar. But, yeah, no, I'm just happy that, curl, wave, whatever, coil, whatever you wanna, label it. I'm just happy people are embracing it.
Yeah. I definitely when I started the curly hair journey, I
Mhm.
started with the curly girl method. And that was I try to follow it so strictly, like, you don't use certain products, you have to do A, B, C, and D, and, like, I was obsessed with trying to get my hair as curly as possible,
Yeah.
and I had to start to just let my hair be whatever it is because I am not spending another hour after my 45-minute shower to go through, separate my hair, twirl it, and, curl train and do all the things you need to do to get those perfect definition curls. Will I for formal events and special occasions? Sure. But every wash day, I don't have the energy for that.
Not
Plus,
just
I
that.
like the feel of my hair when
Yeah.
it's not so producty. I want it
Yep.
to stay soft.
Yep. That, and I feel like it almost takes the fun out of it if you're doing it too much.
Mm,
It feels like, more of a chore and less of, like, fulfilling.
yeah.
So, yeah, I totally get that.
And then diffusing on top of that, like, that's an hour to
Yeah.
style, and then however long it takes to diffuse that if you don't
Yep.
wanna air dry. It's like, you better dedicate a whole day to it, it's so much.
I know, that's what you've said to me, is, like, if I put the time and effort in trying to find my curl wave pattern, I would probably have one, and I'm like, I'm a wake up. On the days that I have to wash my hair, roll out of bed.
Yeah.
Get to work. On the other days I don't have to wash my hair, I'm wake up, throw it in a bun with some dirty shampoo. No, dry shampoo. I just I like to be able to I don't know. Like, I have a love-hate relationship with my personal hair, my personal journey, and getting it fully curled and, like, embracing that, because then I feel like there's almost like you can't not have that. And I like
Mm.
to straighten my hair, I like to crimp my hair, I like to curl my hair, tight curls, loose curls, beach waves, like, I like to do all the different things,
Yeah.
and then I feel like that would limit that, and I'm like, just maybe when I'm older, and I don't wanna spend that time on my hair if that ever happens,
Yeah.
but
It's
right
definitely a
now,
commitment.
yeah, it's just, like, not ready.
I could if I wanted to, but my curls would then take another about 2 weeks to kinda snap back to its normalcy, like, they kinda go
Yeah.
through a freak out, like,
Oh,
"Whoa."
yeah, yeah.
So, it's like, eh.
Oh,
I
that's
it
so
was
fun.
lucky that I cut my hair and then committed to the journey, so it was, like,
Yes,
already
a
short, and
lot
then now it's
easier.
long, so I don't really. I mean, as we're speaking, I need to trim my hair, both for my ends and the fact that I like with my hair so long, I like having shorter pieces up top,
Uh-huh.
for my face framing. I don't mind where they sit here, but I always find myself kinda trying to give it more volume because it just feels dragged down.
Yeah, you should get some kind of layering,
Yes.
because 'cause that'll lighten your curls.
Yeah, I do it all myself right now. I've found a technique that works for me.
Yeah.
I just need to clean my bedroom so that I can do it at my vanity.
I hear that.
That's what's preventing me right now, honestly.
Well, if we need to trim your hair like I did that one time, I would do
Yeah.
that for you. Outside of that, no, thank you. I would say do it yourself or see a trained professional.
Yes. Yes. I have thought about doing color at some point eventually,
I
maybe.
think you should. I think you should. I think that's something that you've been wanting to do for a very long time, but also
Mhm.
don't want to ruin your hair. But your hair is in a healthy spot to where if you did it right, you wouldn't fry it.
Yeah.
So like that so now that we've talked about our texture and like
Mhm.
our type of hair, we can talk about maybe a little bit more of like our actual journey.
Yeah.
So Bree, I think was it your first summer here or was it your second summer here that you chopped your hair off?
I think it was the second, because the first one I had this, like, ombre
Okay.
dark to rose gold, which is really like a warm blonde, and it's just no. It did not work for me. And then we used sun in or something like that, and then I was like, "The ends of my hair are totally fried, I'm just gonna chop all of this off."
Yeah, yeah. And so you did that. And then I followed suit cuz I was like, I get I've had long hair a majority of my life, except for when I was really little. I loved it chopped to my freaking chin. I don't know why, but I was just like, "No, cut it to my chin." And then I couldn't braid it or anything. I don't know why I did that to myself, but no, I feel like you just like get to this point when you have long hair that you're tired of like the whiplash and you're tired of, having it stuck in your armpit and you can't move or your significant other laying on it in the bed and just all of the different things. And so I got to that point where I was like, "You know what? I'm going to chop my hair off." And I think I cut it to like right above my shoulder. So it wasn't super short, but it was significant enough because like my I don't know, my hair at that point was pretty long. I don't think it's as long as it is now or was.
I'd say it's like the average length of long hair, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
what people typically grow when they grow it long. There's like a point you get where it's like, okay, now you're growing your hair long,
Yes.
or you're keeping it there, or you're like, all right, it's time for a chop.
Well, that's the other thing. Like most people think what is short isn't actually short, it's medium.
Mhm.
And then what is medium is actually long hair, like in a hairstylist point of view.
Yeah.
That's always been funny because, like, I'll be like, "Yeah, I want my hair short," and then I'll show it to, my boyfriend's mom's who's a hairdresser, and she'll be like, "That's medium," and I'm like, "Oh, well, it's short for me.
Yeah.
You're cutting about a foot off my hair."
Yes.
But when I did that, I cut off all the processed part of my hair, and it was so different.
Yeah.
And it was kind of, like, eye-opening because like so when I graduated high school, I cut my hair. And then, from there, I wanted to grow it back out. I was like, "Why did I cut my hair?" Like, full regrets. It was an impulsive moment, no thought to it, and so I was like, "I'm gonna grow it out." Well, like, could not grow it back out to the length that it was at when I was a senior in high school.
Yeah.
And it just, like, wouldn't happen, but I was also still putting heat on my hair all the time, not really using a heat protectant. I don't know, getting it colored. I mean, oh, do I have good colored journey stories for y'all. Just doing all that thing like, all those things that are obviously preventing my hair from being able to be long and healthy, which
Mhm.
is why every time I went to the hairdresser, got it trimmed or cut, they cut it 'cause that's what it needed. But no,
Yeah.
I finally just made that chop, and then we used Olaplex, and I stuck to that. I didn't put any kind of heat on my hair, like, I would braid it if I wanted it like a wavy curl. Other than that, it was, like, air dry, and I'm very lucky in the fact that my hair I don't really need to brush it because it is so soft and fine, but still thick enough to where, like, I can just get up, wash it, condition it, be good from there.
Yeah.
I can kinda, like, finger comb it once it's, like, fully dry. But I did that for, like, what, straight year? So I cut my hair in 2019, I remember, because then when I came back and, like, we saw each other again, my hair was, like, super freaking long because it was, like, a year and a half of not seeing each other.
Yeah. There was a while there where we had opposite styles, and then once we finally both were long, we are like, "Hey, we both have long hair again."
Yep, yep.
I've actually I know that I will never do a pixie cut because 'cause
Yeah.
I've done that twice in my life.
Okay.
One time, it was when I was, probably before middle school, and I just told the hairdresser, "Whatever, I trust you.
Mhm.
Just have fun with it." I
Oh.
I sh I sh I as a little kid thought, she knows that I don't want super short hair.
Yeah.
But she
Why?
gave me a pixie cut, and I was like, "Oh my god, I love it," with tears in my eyes, and, like, I immediately started crying in the car to my
Yeah.
mom.
Why? I just don't understand the thought process there. Like, I trust you. Clearly, my hair is long. Like, maybe some face framing, long layers, and some thinning would have helped.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, not a, like, oh, she's giving me full reign. I'm just going to chop all her hair off.
right.
Like, what?
Didn't go back to her again.
No. And like I mean, I guess for good for her at that time not being able to like leave a review or really do that type of thing that you would do now.
Yeah, and then the second time I was in a local children's theater group. I did that for years, and we did, Peter Pan, and I was a lost boy, and I think my hair wasn't fully grown out yet from the pixie cut, so I was like, "You know what? Just cut it short again." Like, I'll
Oh
fit the
jeez.
part because they asked.
Well, like for a pixie cut, it was I guess I can't, was it above your ears? Like shorter so yeah,
Yeah.
you have to go through that like really hard phase of growing
Mhm.
your hair out
Yep.
over your ears. Like that's an uncomfortable phase. I mean, I personally don't remember experiencing that, but I watched Derek just try to do it and he hated it. So
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
Yep, and I it was before I had braces. I had really bad, crooked teeth,
Mm,
and I was a little bit more chubby. It was just like
I'm sure you were cute, but
but
I'm sure
middle
it
school
didn't
era.
help. Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure it didn't help the self-esteem or confidence,
Yeah.
especially when you don't feel good in your body and it's not even your choices that were made.
Yeah. So after that, I grew my hair out,
Yeah.
and for all of high school, I had the exact same hairstyle, which was long, like not as long as it is now, but mermaid hair past my boobs
Mhm.
and straight across bangs. And I would straighten that every day. I did, however, put a teal streak in my hair in like freshman year.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, that's the most color I've done. Like
Yeah.
I've had more of like a reddish brown before,
Mhm.
but in the rose gold ombre thing that I did.
Okay.
But that's really it for color.
I've never really done any bright colors, like outside of your natural hair colors. Um, but 6th grade, I had been begging my parents to get highlights for like years because I've always like when I was younger, I had dirty blonde hair and it would get super light in the summer and then super dark in the winter, as blondes do. And so I would be like, "No, I want highlights." Like, I would ask every winter, "Can I get highlights?" And this is like 3rd, 4th grade.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 7, 8 years old being like, "Mom, I want highlights. Mom, I want highlights." And she's like, "Why don't you want a Barbie?" I'm like, "But I want highlights and a Barbie." So I finally was able to do it in 6th grade. We were, down south where my grandparents lived, and it was probably my best salon experience to
Aw.
date. They took care of me. I got low lights, highlights, like I had dark brown, I had like white pieces. It looked great. It was fantastic. I had a really nice cut. I loved my hair. And then we moved and I found it took a couple times to like find the right hairdresser. Like I had one hairdresser that gave me polka dots because I've always had long hair and I have fine hair, but it's thicker. It's like medium thickness. I wouldn't say it's definitely not my sister's hair, who's like thick, thick.
Mhm.
But I would always ask for foils because it's just like unless you have pixie hair or your hair is like a bob, you should not be using a cap.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. It is painful. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure it can be done right and look fine, but my experience has been very bad because they always rip it because it's knotting, because they're trying to pull it through and it's way too long. And then I ended up with polka dots on the back of my head. And so that was fun. And like she kind of tried to blend them in, but like at that point, you kind of just got to hopefully let that grow out.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard, but Then I finally found my next hairdresser when we were down south living there, and he was great. He was fantastic. I miss him.
Aw.
He would highlight because I would just get my hair highlighted every winter one time, and then I would be good for the whole year. And that's kind of like what I did. And then I moved back up here after high school, and my aunt, who is not or was not a hairdresser by any means, but very educated on all of it. She just didn't have a license. We were like, I've never been dark brown, like your color hair. And I sent that. And it was a whole experience, dark brown autumn, never,
I've never seen pictures of this.
there's not very many.
I need
But
to see
like
the
what they,
evidence.
yeah, I'm sure I could dredge up some pictures. But like what you don't think about when you make those drastic of a change, like that drastic of a change is like your color profile changes.
Mhm.
So the colors that you would have worn don't really fit you anymore.
Yeah.
Like they would fit my skin tone, but like it didn't look as good because my hair wasn't the same color. And so that was fun having to figure that out. But no, my my first time I dyed it dark, I think it still had a green hue.
Mm.
So I'm almost embarrassed to admit this, but it was really funny. We put ketchup in my hair because the acidity from the tomatoes and the red would counteract the green. And it worked.
That's amazing.
But it was so fucking gross. Like don't ever. If you're ever in that like pickle, just go to a stylist
Yeah.
or go to Sally's or whatever, cosmetic store, Cosmoprof, wherever, is near you or around you, and just get a toner. I remember my cousins walking in and being like, "What is happening?" And like, oh, my hair smelled like ketchup for like 2 or 3 days. I couldn't wash the smell out. It was just, but it didn't look bad. It looked good. It did what it needed. It was just really, really crazy.
That's so funny.
Yeah. And then I think I let that kind of do its thing, fade out or whatever. And I got highlights again. But I could never get, like, ever since then, outside of the one that I got last year, the Biolage or whatever I got last year, I was just not able to get the highlights that I had had before.
Mm.
Because, I'd had that raw, natural hair.
Yeah.
And it just, once you dye over it, especially with box dye, also learned I'm allergic to box dye.
Oh.
Can't be using box hair dye.
You just have bougie hair, nails.
Like I have to go to the hair salon or I have to use like hair grade or salon grade hair products when it
Yeah.
comes to like dyes and bleaches and stuff. But yeah, no, I've had quite polka dots, ketchup in my hair. I've had orange hair or orange roots because it did the opposite of the green. It turned orangey, brassy red. And I didn't want to ruin my hair, so I had to wait. That's when I went blonde and then went back to dark hair again.
Mm. I didn't know about blonde hair being as versatile as
Yeah.
it is with like summer and winter and that kind of coloring till you either.
Really?
Blonde is so fun. Like your hair is magical. It changes. Like dark hair is just
That's a
dark
great
hair.
perspective to have.
Yeah.
I truly believe that any kind of hair you can create depth. So like you just got to get like you could get some highlights, but your highlights wouldn't be blonde.
Yeah.
Your highlights would be a light brown, but it would add that depth to your hair and it just makes it look thicker, fuller, some of the colors get caught in the sunlight.
Mhm.
I think you should do that. Plus add your blue or purple in. I think it would be really cool.
I'd have some fun with different things. Like I'd try more natural with depth
Yeah.
like that. Which by the way, I'm a level 2. So if I ever did want lowlights, it would be literally black. People always called my hair black, not brown growing
Yeah.
up. But I saw recently there's like, just framed money pieces, and then
Yes.
like underneath where it's just like those are a pop of color with the rest of your hair natural.
Yep. Yep.
And then I also like the idea of like a dark blue or a
Mm.
dark purple, like all
Mhm.
over. But then I'm like, do I just want to do wigs?
So you could do that, oh my goodness, it's not a dye. I mean, it's not like a full permanent dye. It's almost like a clay. I
The
can't
wax, hair wax.
No, it's not a wax. It's
Mm.
like a almost like a hair mask. You would use the first initial one. You would put all over your hair just like a dye, but it's not gonna permanently, like, after so many washes, it's gonna wash out.
Mm.
And then if you wanna keep it up, you use the specific color shampoo or conditioner or whatever, and that keeps the color going.
Yeah.
You should try that as almost like a trial error kinda thing if you like, the purple or the blue.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to try and experiment, I don't know if it's gonna work, is some kind of extensions. Just for
Yes.
fullness,
Yep.
not necessarily for length because I have the length.
I agree. I've wanted to do extensions, but I don't want permanent extensions because those cause so much breakage
Mm.
and a lot of damage to your hair. I want the ones that are like you take half of your hair, and I think you would be similar because I think your hair is just a little bit more coarse than mine as far as like, like the individual pieces. But I think for like the amount of hair, we're pretty much like the same.
Mm.
But what I want, like, you take like half your hair up and it like you have the extension matched to your color. And it has just this little tiny clear, like almost like fish wire band. And you put it around there. So you don't see it on the top, but it creates that fullness through
Mm.
your hair. I want to try that.
Yeah, that's a lot cheaper than tape-ins too.
Yeah.
So the thing about tape-ins and the permanent ones, I know the permanent ones at least use stainless steel balls,
Yeah.
so I would have an allergic reaction to that. I don't know about the tape-ins. I don't know if there's like metal hooks or something that's used in that, but it's all very expensive, so
Yeah. And I've seen so many videos of like people getting their hair extensions out and like where they had their hair extensions put in, like that hair is this short
Mm-mm.
because it broke off. And
Yeah.
I'm just like,
And
no.
then you're kind of committed to always using.
Yeah. And then you're like forever stuck in this cycle of, you know, I think at some point you kind of have to bite the bullet and just like have broken hair
Yeah.
and wear it whatever way you can while it grows out or, wear wigs.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I would like to do that. And then I can choose, the days that I want to have thicker hair versus not thicker hair. And then like
Yeah.
with extensions, you can't run your fingers through your hair and I do that.
Yeah.
I would like to continue to do that. But I definitely want like extensions that you can curl that like take to styling.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like I would I would have to find extensions that are already curly and would recurl with washing unless I'm just not going to be treating my hair the natural way or like trying to pick through the pieces and curling like if it was something that was taped in
Yeah.
and not something on a band like that.
Yeah.
And they do exist, they're just even more expensive.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So, but I like the idea of the just a piece.
Yep, it's just like one single piece. I'll have to show you. I don't recall exactly what they're called, and they may even be Australian, but so I don't even know if they ship to United States or how much they are.
Yeah.
But I do know that you can get like the synthetic hair, or you can get like real hair, which I believe is horse hair, not actual human hair. I don't know.
Mm,
I don't know how you would feel about that. I don't know how they get that.
yeah.
But I think I would want more real hair. I don't know. Like I go back and forth and I'm like, do I want someone else's hair in my hair? But then I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Can you do a chop, save your hair, and then
I'd have to make my
bring it
own.
to a yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have
I
you
don't know anyone.
speaking of that though, have you seen the girl on TikTok who has just been collecting her fallen hair strands for like I don't know how long now, I think over a year, and she just tapes it to her mirror and she has like a full thick ponytail's worth of just hair that's naturally fallen out now. It's it's the commitment.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
I literally hate my hair. Like, I hate that kind of hair.
Yeah.
Like, when I don't know if this is TMI, but I feel like all long girlies have this happen, or long hair people in general. But, like, when you're showering and your hair obviously falls out and it gets stuck between your butt,
Mhm.
it's fucking gross.
Gotta clean out that butt.
It's so gross. I would not. No, and then it gets stuck. I just like, and it's forever long, and you're just like pulling it. No, I don't know. Like, ugh, hair. Unless it's attached to someone's head, it grosses me out. I can't imagine what people who don't like visit her like think about just like a ponytail attached to her mirror in her bathroom. That's
Yeah.
so fun. So is she just like curious like what
I
it looks like to how much like you lose, because you lose like about 100 pieces like a day.
Yeah, I have no idea what her end goal or purpose is. She doesn't really post it. She maybe has a video or two out there.
Got
She
you.
just
Okay.
comes across my For You page, and I saw her in the very beginning, and it was just like the first piece of tape, and it's just a few hairs. And I'm like, I'm curious how far she goes with it. And then I saw her again recently, and like I said, it's been over a year now.
Oh, that's
This is a
crazy.
thick piece of it's crazy.
I can only imagine like what our significant others would think. I'm pretty sure mine would just like be like no more.
No, would he not take it and tape it to his hair and be like, "Look at my hair, it's so fabulous," like a ponytail?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that could go either way.
Yeah.
But I feel like it would get to the point of like, the fuck is this? Like, when are we done?
Yeah. Right.
So she could probably go get like one of those little ponytail things made.
Yeah.
Or you
Should
just like
probably turn
wrap
it
it
into
around your ponytail, and your ponytail's thicker and it's your own hair.
right.
No better way to match your, texture and color. That's awesome.
The one thing that I recommend to all long-haired girlies or people with long hair in general or want to grow out their hair long is when you sleep at night, you don't really want to pull your hair up all the time because you're going to get the breakage. You could wear braids and stuff like that, but I sleep with a bonnet, a satin bonnet on top of a satin pillowcase, and being able to have my hair up. I know it's protected in the satin. It's, the best for frizz and preventing breakage and all that. But I don't lay on my own hair. I don't ever pull my own hair. My partner doesn't ever pull my hair. And because it's up in a bonnet and because my hair is curly, I'm able to just take it out and just shake it up, give it a little bit of water to hydrate it, and go about the rest of my day.
I do also highly, 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 highly encourage anyone who has short hair, long hair, doesn't matter, hair oil and leave-in, either a
Yes.
protector or a conditioner. Even if you're not putting heat on your hair, heat protectants do more than just that. They protect from, wind breakage, sun breakage, like all of that.
Mhm.
Highly recommend. It is a product game. You have to figure out what works for you. But my hair, being that it's fine and long and, has some thickness to it, I do not very easily, and product can weigh my hair down very easily to where it just doesn't feel good.
Mhm.
So I like things that still add that but don't weigh it down. Where
Yeah.
like a curl, you want a thicker consistency because you want the moisture and you want to wrap the curl up in it, you almost want to encapsulate it in the product.
Yes.
So like it's a journey. We
Yes.
we we have had quite the journey with the products.
Yes.
We've both experienced two different types of products. You know, hair falling out, just very negative, sad experiences.
Yes.
If you have better terms, please use them.
Yeah, I mean, negative
Traumatizing.
experiencing.
There we go.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
traumatizing. It's very, you know, you don't want your hair to define you, obviously. You don't want any physical part of you to define you. You are you, and you should love you for you no matter what. But it is just like your nails or someone who wants to do makeup or skincare or whatever. Like it's a confidence booster. And sometimes I feel when it's long, it's also like a protector as
Yeah.
well, like a shield. Like if I don't want to talk to you, I'll just put my veil of hair. So, like when you experience that kind of stuff and it's not knowing. So, like, I have a thyroid condition. I have Hashimoto's. And with Hashimoto's is hair loss. So, like, I know that. It still sucks.
Mhm.
Doesn't make it any easier, but it's known. Where, like, with the products, you're not expecting that.
Yeah.
So it's like slightly different, but I can't find the word that I want to use.
Yeah. With the product that I used, it was the most highly recommended when I was doing my research
Yes.
for curly hair. It
Yeah.
was when I was just starting
Hmm.
naturally growing my hair. And it was coming the most highly recommended. And I started noticing a lot of breakage, a lot of fallout. And then I started seeing more and more things pop up about this brand saying that
Yeah.
more people are experiencing these things. And they recently changed like production companies or something like that. And they might have changed like the ingredients were still the same, but they might have changed where they got those ingredients or the type of plastic that they stored it in, where something was changing the formula.
Or the amount of each ingredient. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's a science.
Yeah. And it just, there's a whole class action lawsuit
Yeah.
against it. And I felt really bad because it's something I recommended to your mom. And I'm like, I hope you're not using this anymore. Like, it took, I think 2 years to completely
Uh-huh.
bounce back from that. I'm like just now seeing a lot more regrowth in my bald spot areas up front from it.
Yeah. I was very lucky enough. We didn't use the same products, by the way. Mine was
Yes.
different, but still a very trendy product that I still see till this day being pushed out.
Hmm.
And I hope because it is the type of product that the formula changes based on your hair, that this isn't happening to others, and unfortunately it only happened to me. I don't know. I've seen a little bit of both ways.
Yeah.
So it's like kind of hard to know. I don't think there's been a lawsuit that I know of.
I think there was.
Okay. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure there was. It might have been older. Like this might
Okay.
have been something that's been happening for a while,
Yeah. Okay.
but I think there was.
Yeah. Luckily I didn't have any kind of bald spots that I know of. And they must be if that happened, it would be on the back of my head because I haven't seen any.
Yeah.
But it was like, obviously, I always lose a lot of hair in the shower. That's normal. And I don't think people know how normal that is.
Hmm.
But it was like clumps, not just like 5 to 6 strands, like 12 to 18 strands.
More than your average.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I was just like, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And then just like my hair itself felt thinner, which like because my hair is fine, I don't really want to lose any hair because then I will go from that medium to thin.
Yeah.
I don't want thin hair. I like to be able to do. You want the hair that you were born with. Or I mean, if I could choose, I'd choose my sister's hair. But that was hard. That was hard. And I've actually experienced less hair loss with my thyroid disease
Mm,
condition, whatever it's labeled as, than I did using that hair product.
that's that's bad.
Yeah, yeah. And then Brie got pushed onto Olaplex, which we are not sponsored. We just have a pure love for Olaplex.
It's something that I've wanted to get into for a while because all the hair gurus on
Yeah.
YouTube always recommend it, and it's something that you can get added to your bleach when you go lighter, like at a
Yep.
salon professionally. Like they have to have their license to get that one. So it's something that's always been on my radar. And then I finally was like, you know what? Screw it. I
Yeah.
don't want to keep testing out these products where I don't know what kind of reaction I'm going to get. I'm just going to go for it and get this
Yeah.
product because
Absolutely.
I need to heal my hair and I don't want to risk it anymore.
And honestly, I think that's what helped our hair growth journey,
For
like
sure.
get as long and as healthy as it has been is Olaplex. I have recently stopped using Olaplex. Have you?
Mm-mm.
Okay. The only reason why I have is because I have learned from some hair professionals that I trust through social medias and in my life that there can be too much protein,
Mhm.
and that can be just as damaging to your hair as if you didn't have enough. So I've stopped using it, and I will say, when I did stop, I did notice a difference in my hair. Like it got softer again, like it was starting to not be soft anymore,
Yeah.
and it got softer again. So like I switched to some hydrating shampoo and conditioner because it's winter and I hate staticky hair. I hate staticky hair.
Yeah.
And I have not had staticky hair this year, thank gosh.
Nice.
But no, I'll probably I'll end up, I think Olaplex will be like my main. I'll always end up back to.
Yeah.
But I have like a one or two other products that I like to cycle in
Mhm.
and kind of break it up. Like you should change your products. I don't know the exact time. I feel like it's like 3 to 6 months maybe you should use a different product just because your hair gets used to it and then
Mhm.
it stops helping it. So I don't know. I'm not a professional.
I know. I
I
also
like
think it
don't know
depends on
the
the
words.
yeah, I think it semi depends on the hair type in general because with curly hair, I am constantly using different products in a way because I use a clarifying shampoo
Yeah.
and then because curly hair needs the protein to help hold the curls,
Mhm.
it's nice to just already have a product that has that, but then I use a hair mask for like a deep enriching
Mhm.
moisturizer to bring that back in. And then I change the curl products and stuff like that. So there is changes happening, but it's all just trying to do the science of
Yeah.
my hair type, you
Yep.
know what I
Yep.
mean? Compared to if I was just shampoo, condition, leave in every single day, like I would want to change that out more. I'm
Yeah.
already trying so many different products. It's kind of more of a routine.
Yeah. I guess I meant more like brands. Like you could still use your routine. So like I still do shampoo, conditioner. I think every fourth to fifth wash, I'll do like a full hair mask. I still put my leave-in, my oil, my heat protectant in, but I changed those brands. But I have my trusted brands. Like I've gone through like the process of weeding out what doesn't work for me and what works for me, and now I have like my 3 to 4 that I rotate.
Yeah.
Just because like each brand has different nutrients in it or whatever, like might have Moroccan oil or versus jojoba oil or whatever.
Yeah.
And then your hair continues to react the way that it's been because it's like your immune system kind of thing. If you take a certain allergy medicine for a long time, that allergy medicine stops working for you. You have to switch to Claritin. And then you take that for a long time and then you have to switch back to Zyrtec or whatever. It's very similar in that aspect with your hair.
Yeah.
I just don't know the specific words to use.
Yeah, it's all the sciencey side of hair stuff that like
Yeah.
you go into your
Yeah.
black hole and you do your research and you're like, okay, I understand. Can I
Yep. Yep.
communicate that back to other people though?
Exactly, exactly. Like, I understand it enough for me to just understand
Yeah.
it. But you want me to put it in words? Words? I don't know words. Words don't even I know words and they don't come out right.
And here we are on a
I
podcast.
know. Saying all the words.
So I think to wrap this all up, what is one piece of advice you would give to every single person to take away from all of this? What do you think?
I would say have fun. I think one of the things that I got so intense about wanting my hair long, wanting my hair blonde, whatever the case may be, that I wouldn't allow myself to do the other things that I thought was fun. And
Yeah.
so it's like, have the fun, but create a balance. Like, it's okay to put heat on it, but don't be putting heat on it all the time. You want to curl your hair because you want a big, loose, bouncy curl. Do it. It's your curl pattern. It's gonna bounce back for some, obviously.
Yeah.
You want to get a blowout, get a blowout. Just do what's fun, but just make sure you're doing it in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Do your research, make sure you trust who is handling your hair just like you would want someone who's trusting, doing your dental work because it is still a part of you. You can put toxic chemicals into you. Like, just do your research.
Yes.
But just the biggest thing is just to have fun. Because if you're having fun with it, then you're feeling good. You have those positive vibes, and it's a good experience.
Yeah, I love that. And I think bouncing off of that, what I would say to start this journey of like, well, I don't really know what my hair is.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out your hair type, which is, look at the strand of hair. Is it fine? Is it thick? Is it coarse? What's your porosity? Look up the porosity test. Look at the curl chart and see if you fall under there. Do you want to
Mm-hmm.
go with that and figure out how to take care of that, or do you just want
Yeah.
to have fun with it?
Yeah.
But even if you have fun with it to be healthy, what kind of products does that hair type need?
Yep.
Figuring out your hair type will definitely help figure out the kind of products you need, how to have that fun while still keeping it healthy.
Yep. Absolutely. 100%. And if you want the product, get the product
Yes.
because it's just so fun. Oh, you want to make my day? Hand me a new hair product. Bet. I'm gonna use it.
Yeah, I think that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for
Yeah.
listening in. Please share your hair journeys on our
Yes, your
socials.
hair tips,
Yes.
I can never I feel like there's just endless amounts of knowledge
Mhm.
and tips and tricks and what not to do, what to do. I mean, for all the different hair types, like please share them. I want to learn. Bree wants to learn. Cece probably more than likely wants to learn as well. A lot, not just us, but our other listeners, all of
Yeah.
that. We'd love to see it. Tag us in your pictures of your hair growth too. I would love to see
Yes.
that. If you
Yes.
do any fun hairstyles, we didn't touch too much on it. Let us know if you want to. We can go in depth. I've done some prom styles in the past. I like to do certain braids, tutorials, stuff of that nature. So if that's stuff you want to see on our socials, let us know.
Yes.
So yeah.
You can tag us at unfiltered3 or use hashtag unfiltered3 and we will look through that as well.
I'm so sorry. I tried to hold it in. Unfiltered.
Unfiltered the hilarious.
Oh.
But yeah, we'll see you next week with Cece.
Thanks for joining us on another episode of Unfiltered 3. Remember, we release new episodes every Monday. But if that's not enough, connect with us on our socials at Unfiltered 3, where we can uplift, inspire, and embark on this journey together. Thank you for listening and for being a part of our community. Until next time, take care and keep shining your authentic light. Bye, guys.
Bye.